Hi, welcome to Musing with Mark. A couple weeks ago, I made a version of this video where I had written out a script and tried reading from the script in bits and pieces and pasting it all together, and it came out looking very fake. And I am going to go back and try it again with this little bit more off the cuff version that I am more accustomed to. So I hope you like it. It all started with a quote that I saw online from the German philosopher, excuse me if I pronounced the name wrong, but Immanuel Kant, Kant. And I may paraphrase a little here, but basically what he said is if you punish a child for being naughty and reward them for doing good, eventually the child will learn to do good just for the reward. Which on the surface might not sound like a terrible thing, and maybe it's not, but I think we have all seen the result of that in the last 20 or 30 years. What's been known as the participation trophy kids, and that style of parenting and rewarding kids or adults sometimes for the wrong things. Participation is good, it should be encouraged. I don't disagree. Punishing for doing naughty things. Naughty sounds like such a term for just when you're dealing with little children. As I've mentioned, my kids are 6 and 8 years old right now, and we're at a point where naughty starting to seem a little juvenile for talking to them. You know, we talk about using the toilet and not the potty. It's weird. There's just naughty has an odd childish connotation to it, I guess. But the point of it is, if the only motivations you have for your decisions is either the fear of punishment or the desire for outside reward. And that's a big part of it right there. Outside reward. They may learn to do it just for the reward. We try to teach kids to do chores. We have chore charts, we have sticker charts. Sometimes they work. Some kids are motivated by that sort of thing. Like being able to look at it and see a chart full of stickers. Again, this is the good side. They see that and they're proud of themselves. And that's internal reward. And that is what I think we should be going for. How do we teach them internal reward? Um, a sense of pride and satisfaction in a job well done. I feel like that is the goal we should be going after. But these chore charts often, oh, if you get a week of gold stars, then you get candy or a fast food meal, or we go to a movie, or we get ice cream, or you get a toy next time we're at the store, or again, outside reward, something in exchange from somebody else for them having done good. I think that teaches the wrong motivation behind doing good. Kids grow up having been given a reward every time they did something positive. I finished my homework. I got a good grade on a test. I got rewarded. Or I got paid for every A on my report card. I did not. But um, I know people who did. Oh, yeah, I got $10 for every A on my report card. Hey, that's good motivation. Especially when you're young, $10 sounds like good money. And if you can have several A's, then, you know, a report card could be $60, $70 if you're doing great. That's awesome. I don't think that those motivations, motivating your kids that way is bad, but you don't want to make a habit of it in all things because that becomes the trend, that becomes their understanding of the world, that hard work is not its own reward. Pride in a job well done is not its reward. It's if I do good, I get something from somebody else. And I think any of us who've grown up in the last 40 years, I guess, I don't know, my generation graduated in the mid 90s. If you grew up with that reward system and then you got into the real world, you go to college, guess what? I don't think they pay you for good grades. Maybe you make the dean's list or something, and that is a reward, but it's an honor system. It's an the reward is the honor, but it's not they don't, reduce your tuition or give you more food money or beer money or anything for it. It's not you don't get something back. You get told, "Hey, good job." It's put on the dean's list, it's public, and people say, "Hey, nice work," and you should feel good about yourself. Then you go out into the real world after college and you get a job. And the lucky few have jobs where their bosses really say, "Nice work. I'm so satisfied, so beyond satisfied, so pleased with the work you're doing. I'm giving you a raise," without having to ask or without some just annual review process. That'd be awesome. I've never seen that. Not myself, anyway. Um, it's more likely that every once in a while the boss comes through and says, "Hey, you guys have been putting in a lot of hours. The customers are happy. We've been getting a lot of stuff out on time. Nice job, guys. Keep up the good work." And off they go. If there's exceptional work, guess what? Maybe a pizza party, which is kind of a joke. I mean, it's not nothing, but the cost of feeding a bunch of people pizza versus giving them a raise, companies saving a lot of money by just buying you pizza every so often to keep you happy. Um, as usual, I'm getting a little off track here. I'm maybe venting a little about my frustrations with work in the real world. I guess I wish that hard work showed more outside reward, but it doesn't. That's the point here. The real world doesn't reward us like that. There's no sticker chart. You don't get you don't even get a pat on the back for showing up every day, and you shouldn't. Honestly, showing up to work every day is the bare minimum, right? And I work with a lot of people who can't even do that because they honestly look at it and go, "Why should I? I'm not getting anything. They just pay me my paycheck." They think a paycheck is the bare minimum they should get for holding a job. When the reality is a paycheck is what you get in trade for the work you put in. When you don't show up, you didn't put any work in, you shouldn't get anything for it. And after too much of that, you probably shouldn't have a job anymore. But we've taught people they deserve to get things every time they do something good. And honestly, even if it's mediocre work, you teach your kids to go out and mow the lawn so you don't have to. That's just a chore they learn growing up, right? In most places. But the first couple times they go out and mow the lawn, do they do a great job? Odds are most of them don't. The odds are real good. It looks rough. The the stripes, the passes across the lawn, the pattern is not consistent. It's wavy, it's crooked. They miss spots. You get done and there's little mohawks of grass standing in places in the lawn. They didn't trim around the edges, or they mowed down some flowers that you wanted to make sure they left. Or maybe they run into something. All those things happen when you're learning to mow the lawn. I've been there, I've done it. My brother did it. Other people do it. There's a learning process to jobs. So the first couple times they go out, there's probably not a huge level of success and probably not a lot of pride taken in it when they're done. They're just thankful to be done. And if the only motivation for doing the work is to finish the work, then there's probably not going to be a lot of pride in the quality of the work that was done. People rush, people hurry, People just want to knock it out and go back to whatever it is they were doing before. And people are like that in the adult world too. They show up every morning. If they, every morning that they show up, they just want to put in their hours and go home. And they're measuring the quality of their job by how many hours they put in and not by the quality of the work they produce while they're there. So this all comes back to that original quote. They do good only for the reward. Well, I put in my 40 hours, I get my paycheck, I'm happy. The boss may not actually be happy with the work you did in that 40 hours. So what do we do? Or where does that come from? A bad history of teaching the wrong motivations. So as my kids are at an age where it's time to start devising a plan for them to do chores, to take part in our household, and to maybe compensate them for the work they're doing. How much do we pay them? What do we give them? How do you balance outside reward with internal reward? How do you teach them to take pride in the work they do? And I know one thing is to clearly convey the expectations of the work so that they understand the lawn's not done when the grass is cut. The lawn is done when the grass is cut and looks good, and the trimming is done, and the mower is put away, and so on. You show them. Maybe you mow the lawn and then take them out and say, this is what it should look like when it's done. And then teach them how to reach that result, and then have them give it a try. And the first couple times you expect to have to do some corrections. In time, they can learn to do the work and then inspect the work themselves. They can become their own quality control, to a degree at least. And if they see something they missed, they can go back and fix it. And when they come in and say, the lawn's all done, I mowed, I trimmed, I pulled some weeds that were growing in some places, so on. And hopefully they didn't just do it for $5 or $10 or whatever they get for it, or $2, or it's not important. Hopefully every time they come home from school or wherever they go, they can look at that lawn and go, that looks good. I did a good job. And that's another part of it. After they finish the job, a little constructive criticism is okay, but also verbal recognition of the work they put in. Hey, you did a really nice job over here. This looks really nice. And you can tell them, I come home from work every day and I see that lawn, that lawn mowed, and it looks good. Nice job. I hope that verbal affirmation helps them take pride. I'm going to find out. I'm going to be trying this. I'm talking about it as if I know something. I don't. I'm a parent. Many of you are probably parents who have witnessed this before. New parents telling how they're going to raise their kids and it's going to be completely different than everybody around them. They're going to do it different. They're going to do it better. And you go, yeah, good luck with that. We've all tried. We've all ended up here. We all have ideas and goals, and a lot of us wind up in the same place. But I can look around and I can see a difference in people at work. Some people care about their job, care about the quality of their work, and some people don't. And there's something that led them to be that way. And I'm hoping this is one of those things. So I read that quote and it got me thinking, how do I do this different? I would love to hear your thoughts, your techniques, your approaches. What worked for you? What did your parents do that taught you how to take pride in your work? What did they do wrong? What would you do different? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye.